Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's stream on RGL GG. My name is Exile. With me, Dolphin on production. Today we're going to be going over the RGL LAN 2026 Disrupt Cup. This is going to be a match between our staff here at RGL versus our designated invite team that I will be introducing to you guys relatively shortly. This is going to be a fundraiser for our prize pool for the next upcoming LAN. So any donations made towards this event will be going towards the prize pool for our players. So make sure to stick around and see the cool little things you can do if you donate, as well as watch the games because it is going to be pretty fun. Personally, I've played in one of these myself and it was pretty entertaining. It must have been a while ago though, but nonetheless, I'm going to be excited to be casting this for you guys. I'm going to be introducing to you guys just the rosters going into this match. We are going to be playing on a pug style config, so 20-minute game time with a little bit of overtime for people who are relatively aware of how that works. So it's going to be our RGL staff team. I'm going to be introducing them first. It's going to be Tristan, Scream, Windows, Arcadia, M17, Popa Lofidi, I think is how you pronounce that, and Kite. Papa Lofidi is how you pronounce that, sorry. Thank you, Dolphin. And we have our invite roster. A lot of popular names, a lot of players we've seen before on either the streams or just in, pugs or anything like that. We have Caps from G6, if you guys know him, big fan. Dingo, Grape Juice, actually my teammate this season. Soar, the Great Mage, and Raven as well. I'm very excited to be casting this for you guys. Albeit, actually, I think we have maybe another guest coming in later on, but I'll be casting this for you guys just so we can get this started as soon as possible. Yeah, so we're going to be going live soon here, but just like I said before, donations go towards this prize pool for LAN, so make sure you guys go ahead and type in the into chat disrupt, !disrupt, so you can purchase tokens for special effects to be put onto the players. I think it's negative and positive for the players, so you can kind of choose based on the donation amount. So make sure you guys type !disrupt to take a look at those incentives there. And yeah, this is going to be on Badlands first, but we do have a best of 3 tonight. It's going to be going Badlands, Sunshine, and Bagel. And honestly, I'm excited for Bagel if we get that. I think we're going to play all 3, so it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, I'm super excited to watch how this is going to go. I remember being a part of this, and it was very, very annoying because I was playing Medic, I think, one time, and it was very, very stressful. So, but I think we are live, Dolphin, is that correct? I think we're live? Yeah, so we are live here. Going to be rolling out to the mid here on Badlands. I think a lot of people know the rollouts on Badlands. Map hasn't been played for a while, but I think a lot of people are pretty comfortable. Looks like both teams are rolling out through Valley here, just getting onto the point. However, there's a pyro on the side of the RGL staff team. Bombs coming out of RGL staff. Tristan getting a great pipe onto the Great Mage. M17 cleaning up Raven, actually, in this mid. 4 versus 7 for the side of the RGL staff onto the invite teams players, but it looks like Thor does end up dying. So RGL staff actually taking the first mid here. No wacky effects in place just yet. I think Raven did actually roll weapon mix-up, which he ended up dying during his mid, so that is unfortunate, but RGL staff does win the first mid here as they roll into the other team's second with advantage too. Sword did end up dying in that mid. So I want to see how RGL staff actually takes their Uber into last. Maybe some wacky effect might happen, but not sure yet. Type !disrupt in chat if you want to place any effects onto the players, but remember, there is a gun on last here for, pretty standard hold. Badlands with a gun on the right spawn. No Ubers in play for the invite players. But Uber coming in through main through the RGL staff here, going straight to the point here. Scout trying to get on cap, but Uber's getting flashed and them sticks are in play. Cannot be on that cap. Gun is still alive. Tristan does die, but Scream gets 2 actually. Arcadia does end up dying. And M17, but 3 versus 3. This is a winnable fight still for both teams, but as the 5th player is down on RGL staff, they are going to just take their losses and back up. Great hold from the RGL invite players. And Soar with advantage. They should be able to push out there. No wacky effects just yet. Oh, as I say that, Soar gets a big head as they push into second. So with that being said, if there's a sniper on the map, it's going to be an easy headshot, but doesn't look like there will be. A Scream is on Spy. Scream may be looking to try and do some sort of back cap play. I don't really see him yet, but Kite does end up dying. Scream playing under the bridge as Spy, so he's not going to be looking to go behind just yet. But cap time is being started for the RGL invite players. It's Raven getting the pick onto Windows. Bomb coming out of Grape Juice, landing in through choking. Huge damage on a scout here. Dingo cleaning up onto Popa Lafidi. Uber coming out of Soar here into the choke. Killing Arcadia, actually, so catching with that disad Uber. 2 players alive on the RGL staff. And Pumpkin gets spawned on Soar, and it does get him killed. Thor getting completely focused through Disrupt Cup right now. And that is pretty unfortunate to see, but nonetheless, they do end up getting the fight won there on second. Does get picked off on Pyro, unfortunately, but gets the trade up the Caps, or Chris, sorry, so that's a great trade nonetheless. There could be a potential refight here as Tristan actually bombs in, gets no value with that bomb. However, they are looking to try and fight this mid with Beam. Arcadia doesn't able to run out of spawn in time as a standard kind of mid fight is being played out. Grape Juice bombs in, gets a pick with M17, so that's a great start to the beginning of the fight here. And he trades. Actually, he doesn't even trade. He just kills the other player. So Grape Juice gets a great entry there into mid. Overall, RGL invite players are coming back here after being stuck on their last after a hardest mid fight. However, Tristan does kill Grape Juice through choke. I think that's just kind of like a trade for fun there. I mean, the value of that pick, not the greatest, but does get the trade. Kittet trying to hold the point the best she could, but gets picked off by Dingo. And looks like RGL invite players are going to be able to cap second here with disadvantage. However, Arcadia does end up using it's going to be a crits actually play onto Spire. Both Medic and Scout are on the Spire. However, they're going to be going for Sora. Sora's at 95%, 80 HP. Is he going to get Uber? He does. Solo onto Dingo. They're going to be trying to run with Uber. No Scout to be able to take it with them. However, Grape Juice does get there in time to try and make something happen. Raven gets 2 picks. Raven and Grape Juice completely decimating the Uber there. And Caps getting the pick on the Tristan. Scream actually did have Time Bomb on him, as I saw. I didn't think it did any value there, unfortunately, but he did get the Time Bomb. Heavy on last. Should be pretty relatively even for both teams, even Uber-wise. However, M17 does get the pick of the Dingo. Ooh, a sack comes in. Grape Juice does actually end up killing Arcadia. So Sword will have advantage after that. And 3 players down on the RGL invite team. Players, we could see Staff try to cap second off that, which I think they will. But again, Sword does have advantage, so we're gonna have to see how he takes this Uber with the advantage over Arcadia. Ooh, they actually decide they want to try and fight second Spire because the Soldier's capping. They're not capping it as fast as they could be. In fact, Chris actually gets 2 picks. Raven becoming a trade 2 Tristan's stickies. But with those picks, maybe the RGL team or players might be able to go into last year. No special effects just yet here. I want to see something positive maybe into this last push. Maybe like a crit sandwich or something like that, but looks like it's just going to kind of slow down just a little bit here as... Oh, actually, Kittet does get picked off by Chris, so good pick from Chris there. So we're going to have that 30% advantage. We're going to see if they maybe try and take it into last. Yep, and RGL staff knows that they have that disadvantage, but they will run away from the Uber. They live in spawn, so that's a great start. No off classes to stop the point. Scout just runs straight to point, and he will get it. Great Mage just gets complete cap of that point. Grape Juice in the cylinder just in case. But overall, that's the first point being given to RGL invite players. So not a bad start. There were a few rolls in that round at the end there, but it didn't seem to matter too much. So they were still able to cap through all that. The second mid is about to start here. We saw a few wacky things happen on the first mid. Yep, Thor actually getting the frog debuff on him. I don't think they're going to have a medic on mid because of that here. However, with that being said, they're still going to try and play aggressive here. Raven gets the first pick onto Windows. As RGL staff try to play this as aggressive as possible, they still have player's advantage, and Sword just now getting to mid, able to try and heal his teammates. He's jumping around. I just now realized what the frog debuff does. He's stuck in Valley. Someone needs to help him. He looks like he's caught. Yeah, we might actually be able to get out here. I don't think it's possible though. Yeah, he does end up getting picked off by M17. Chris with like huge bomb into Valley. Gets 2 picks, and Chris trying to find his pick, and he does. But RGL staff being able to win that mid based off of the medic not being actually able to get to the mid, which is pretty funny. So another mid won by RGL staff. And they also get Soar, so they will have advantage again, pushing into second here, and maybe even into last. So once they get cap time, we should be able to see... Oh, actually a flank coming in on Arcadia. He does get forced. I think... Actually, I'm kind of curious who was the scout that forced him there. But great force nonetheless. Grape just huge flank coming in from House, gets 2 picks. Dingo and Raven both able to find their picks on second, and also Raven finds his last pick onto Tristan. The force ended up happening. Got no kills with the Uber, but they ended up losing 6 players. So with that being said, they're gonna have to restructure back on their second here while the invite players are able to retake mid. Yeah, a lot of RTDs are happening onto Sword. And that's kind of what I expected, you know, like medics are gonna get focused hard with these rerolls. on these disrupt kind of effects, and that's kind of just what you expect. I mean, trolling the medic is probably the best thing you can do, honestly. So, Sword, however, does have 100% Uber, so maybe if someone could put a time bomb on him, they might actually be able to drop his Uber. However, there's a spy coming in onto Sword. Will they be able to get the stab? Screams on the medic. Oh, he doesn't get the pick though. Unfortunate. Misses the stab. 4 picks for the side of invite players to push into latch, but they still have Uber. However, Sor and Dingo both have the lag effect put on them. I'm not actually sure what that does, but I'll probably give them like high finger, like the latency or something. But oh yeah, it totally does. Look at that. They are lagging so hard in game. But they are able to wipe the RGL staff on their own last and are able to. They should just cap the point for free. So second point being given to RGL staff. Great plays. However, we got to get more incentives if we're going to try and beat the invite players. So maybe more debuffs on some of their fraggers. Maybe Chris. Can we start focusing Chris a little bit? I think he's kind of in the position where he needs to get focused a little bit with these. However, oh, disrupt happens with both medics. Both medics are just taunting, rolling out. So there's not going to be a medic going to mid. Oh, actually, a lot of the RGL staff are going to get spring shoes and a lot of debuffs put on them. And Arcadia has low gravity. This might be a benefit to them, I'm not actually sure, but there's a crazy amount of debuffs happening to these players. However, the RGL staff are actually very strong on this mid. I haven't seen anyone on the invite players show up. Actually, now I do. Chris just came in and managed to clean up M17. Bomb coming in. Not any value. Raven able to clean up that kill. Sor has been taunting since he got to mid. He finally gets to mid with full Uber. So that's going to be good for him pushing into second here. Bomb coming in. Tristan gets a pick onto Chris here, however. Oh, Sword does end up using. There was a firework debuff put on him. If he didn't use it, I think he just would have dropped. So he's forcing that Uber to the disrupt effect. Definitely put a hindrance to their plans here, however. With 3 picks, RGL staff having to maybe back up here. If they do want to try and fight this, they're going to be down a little bit of spam. But RGL invite players will be able to cap this basically for free. Ad for Arcadia though, so we should be able to see something effect with that. Sword getting a lot of debuffs again. He's going to be lagging, pushing into the last. However, it's just him for now, so his fraggers need to do something about that while he's lagging. Great Mage gets a pick on Tikite, which is a great start. Just picking up Tristan as well for Windows, getting 2 picks with crits. M17 rolling God mode. We should be able to see some sort of play coming in here. M17 Ubered with God mode. Kind of counterintuitive there, but they are going to be rolling through it. However, they forgot there's a potential backup that could come into play. But Popolo Fidi does end up picking up Grape Juice there as Chris killing Arcadia. And a taunt happening again. Okay, M17's God mode now went away. However, Chris is just on a rampage. He's running through this lobby shutter, just finding picks everywhere. Now having full advantage coming through bottom right here into last. The Uber's immediately looking for some kills here. However, there's a setup of players at the left spawn with a heavy. Thor now has smite on him. I don't know if that'll means he's gonna die soon or not, but it doesn't matter because Great Mage runs to the capture and is able to secure the 3rd round for the invite players. A lot of disrupts happening that time, but unlucky that nothing really came from it. But great round from the invite players as we head into the 4th mid. Immediately, we look at how many disrupts are happening. Sor with full Uber charge, and Raven can spawn a dispenser. Grape Juice has invisibility, which could be huge on Roamer. However, there's a beacon on Dingo, so he's going to be a very much an obvious target on the map. And then Sor rolling out with low HP, but he was able to get some buffs back in. And then a Cowmanger, homie Cowmanger going out to Dingo, but he doesn't die. However, Sor uses his Uber, saving his players. Dingo does end up becoming a pick towards the end of that mid, however, but another mid, kind of a toss-up, however, mid lost for the RGL staff this time around to the invite players. There was a lot of buffs given to the invite players this time around, so I think that was a big benefit to them winning the mid. Kitsa finding a pick on mid onto Raven. I don't think Raven was expecting that. Chris dying, or Chris finding a pick onto Scream on mid. As Kite maybe tries to kill the medic, doesn't find the opportunity though. Kite getting shot up by the scout, you can't really do anything about that. The Sor is cursed. I'm actually not sure what that does. It's a... Oh, actually, apparently he got reverse controls. So I don't even know how he's able to manage doing that. Personally, I don't know if I could manage playing around backwards controls like that, but they were able to in the mid still. So Sora having advantage, his team able to cap second spire. Arcadia dying last mid, so there will be a little bit of disad there. However, so okay, Sora's curse now is gone. Kite rolling God mode. Oh, Dingo rolling crits. Oh god, Dingo with crits is definitely a scary thing to see. So he's gonna be walking through main here, trying to find as many kills as possible. He gets to pick onto Popolo Fini immediately, because the heavy's just sitting on the left side, kind of AFK, but Dingo's missing on him. Arcadia. Oh, they roll team crits, so everyone on blue has criticals, I'm pretty sure right now, but so does the side of red. Yeah, so many players have crits right now. Oh my goodness gracious. Chris finding a pick on the Tristan. Windows is super small, able to find a pick on the Soar, but Dingo putting 6 on the 4 was able to clean him up. Kite running into last here, trying to get pick on the Dingo. She does with the reflect. Scalping lost. And RGL staff might be able to actually hold this last point. Looks like most of the invite players are dead, and Great Mage finds a little pick at the end, but the pick won't matter too much as RGL staff are able to respawn and hold this pretty effectively. And Grape Juice again finds another pick onto Scream, but not gonna mean too much. And it looks like the ad is going to be on the side of RGL staff. Bombing into last. Grape Juice does not find the pick he wants. Papa Lafiti does end up picking him off. And it looks like Ubers are actually going to even out. No one was really building with Arcadia, so a sword got explode, rolled on him, so he's going to end up dying here soon, unfortunately. Oh, that's actually to the pumpkin, so someone has to shoot it. Okay, well, okay, sword just hit the pumpkin, so now he died himself. So I guess he didn't really want to be alive anymore. But the medic being dead on the side of invite players, not gonna be able to do much about that. Is Dingo is tiny, so he actually walked in the last to try to find picks, but he couldn't find it. Soar had an explosion on him again. Someone on his team's gonna have to shoot it off him. Oh, and they saved him, so that's great. But with that, the med being late to second there, unfortunately Great Mage gets picked off, and RGL staff are able to get back onto the Spire, but invite players they do want to try and contest this as best as they can here. However, Sword just got a debuff put onto him. Another, I think it's random movement or something like that, if I had to guess. So a lot of debuffs happening. I can tell everyone's just rolling stuff on the Sword, but he's prevailing somehow through all of this, honestly. They do end up killing Soar through the debuff, but the Great Mage and Raven are able to find 3 during all of this. 4 players are down on the side of RGL staff here, even through the Uber. So with the Uber kind of being forced there, there's going to have to be some sort of attempt to salvage this somehow for the RGL staff. However, there's a spy back trying to go behind. Grape Juice getting in, doesn't find any picks. However, there's a backup happening as well by Great Mage. He actually does end up getting it. Kite rolling with it, no clip. Yeah, rolling no clip, flying around. Doesn't find anything with the flying, unfortunately. Backup still ended up happening for the side of invite players. Soar again being smited. I just feel bad for Soar. This so many debuffs on him is really just hurting him so much, but Cap not finished for the side of RGL staff. They still have to finish Cap in that second Spire. The buffs are now gone for both Kite and Soar, so they will try and finish the Cap here. However, someone's gonna have to help M17 fight this choke fight. He does end up sadly getting picked up by Raven. However, 3 picks happening at the same time for the side of RGL staff. Fireworks happening onto Chris. Doesn't end up dying. The Dingo gets a bust. Sunlight Spear. I'm assuming that's auto? I'm assuming he's not actually aiming that, but he is. Okay, I think he is aiming it there, yeah, but he does end up getting no picks with it. I think it's really interesting putting on the demo of all people, but Dingo trying his best to find some sort of value with it. Might end up dying here towards the end of this fight. I think he does, 58 HP. Really low, still not dead yet. He does die now, actually. Windows does get the pick. RGL staff with ad going to walk into the choke. They should be able to kill Sword. He's kind of frozen in place, so yeah. Oh, huge surf! Oh, it doesn't make it out though. That's pretty close though. Unfortunately, he gets cut off. Grape Juice with a huge bomb and choke. Doesn't get anything, however, Tristan is able to get the pick on the Raven. Tries to get on the medic, but unfortunately does not get it. So 4 players are down for the side of RGL staff here. Windows has drugged bullets, so he's gonna try and walk and use it somehow. I'd like to see some sort of like buff happening on these players when they're taking an Uber into last, maybe like a crits Uber or like something like else involved with like their bullets and stuff like that, but it's really hard to kind of sync it up for our people, just donations and the players. So Soar rolling Vampire, I think that just means he takes damage over time. Yeah, he just takes damage over time. Let's see, he's hurting. Oh yeah, he gets a little bit of Vampirism too if he hits somebody, but Ubers are ad for Arcadia. He does end up using it. Sword at 50% Uber. I don't think they're going to be able to get Uber in time for this though. However, Great Mage kills Papa Lafiti onto the last push here. Ooh, I've seen accidentally runs into the stickies of Dingo. However, Scream rolling crits. It's the perfect opportunity for Scream to kind of show himself here with the crit streak. You end up dying though to Raven. There's a chance that Windows can win this round though. He's down to the point. with 8 HP, not able to do it. That was a very small chance there at the end, but nonetheless, it was a nice try. Apparently, M17 keyboard broke in the middle of that, so hopefully he can get that fixed. No pause yet, though, so maybe it's not that bad. He is walking around the map, so should be okay. Looks like we have a spy play from Papa Lafiti again. So let's see if they're able to get that back cap. There's a lot of cap time on the last point right now. Tristan gets the kill onto Grape Cheese, so there's a soldier like less alive to actually hold it, but Papa Lafiti does get Dingo, which is the demo, which is a huge pick. But they run straight to the point. RGL staff are able to get it. Able to get it. They do get it. Around on the board for the RGL staff here. What a great execution towards the end there. There weren't really any buffs kind of going around there. I think that, yeah, I don't think that Scream had any buffs right towards the end there. They did not. So RGL staff just won that through pure resilience. So shout out to the RGL staff for the first round here in this map on Badlands. But we're going into the 5th round. No debuffs on players just yet. It should just be maybe a standard mid this time around. No off classes either. Minus the Pyro. Ooh, aggressive mid coming out of the invite players, all the way running through the other team's house onto their own choke on train. They get 3 picks, 4 picks actually. One of them being Arcadia. Tristan tries to salvage, only gets grape juice. So Sora is able to live that entire mid. I don't even think he took a ton of damage on that mid at all, but they were able to secure the mid relatively quickly there. As they turn to the second point here with huge advantage. Will we see any type of debuffs put on Sora now? If you guys can do it right now, it'll definitely benefit RGL staff a lot. So let's see some disrupt happening on Sora right now. He's about to Uber. I don't see anything yet. Uber comes in top left. Arcadia does look like he's going to get caught to it, unfortunately. Oh, there's no way. Yeah, Caps does end up getting the kill on him. However, Ubers are faded. Sora is now frozen, so I guess my prayers have been answered. However, he's in a position where no one can really find the kill on him, as RGL staff is struggling to hold this with 2 players alive. M17 did respawn, so there might be a potential chance here if he can get kills. He gets the first one on the Great Mage. With 100 HP, will he be able to find more? He does not there, but it was a valiant effort towards the end there, unfortunately. But unfortunately, Sora did not die to that freeze like I thought he would, so unfortunate. But another round goes to the invite players, so they're at match point with 10 minutes left on the map. RGL staff really needs some help here if they're going to try and win this, so everyone focus our energy onto the RGL staff here if they're going to try and bring this back. I would give Tristan some buffs personally. I think Tristan deserves some buffs. He seems like the guy to bring it home. Sora. Oh wait, Tristan just killing Sora. Yes, I say that. What a crazy play coming out of Tristan. He didn't even have a buff on him or anything. He just like rolled out and killed him. Arcadia, however, had to get forced onto there towards the end, so not a really fair mid for him, but 3 versus 3 right now. But it looks like RGL staff are going to come out at this mid the winners. Great play coming out of Tristan to kill Sora, and that's what you love to see to bring it back. So hopefully we were able to see some sort of... Wait, oh, actually, Grape Juice just kills 2 people. I don't even know how that happened, but he's just in their house, just kind of rolling. Windows gets the follow-up though with his own 2 kills on both soldiers, which is a great trade-off there. So bomb coming in onto Sword. Will he get the pick though? He does not. Cool bomb though coming out of Windows into their choke there. Very good, you know, kind of tier 2 bomb, tier 1 bow go through the choke. But looks like RGL staff does end up basically wiping. There is a few players behind the side of RGL invite players, but Kated does get picked up by the Great Mage. M17's in his own valley, so there's not going to be much potential for him to refight mid. Arcadia did end up dying, so there's not going to be any type of advantage either, except for on the side of our Jones by player. They're going to have that 85%. As they push through Haunter into second point, safely, hopefully. No debuffs on Sword just yet. I think there's a fight happening behind, but the Great Mage does end up winning that versus Scream. Bomb coming in. Windows does get to pick up the Raven here. Maybe a force on the Sword, however. Sword does get arrowed, actually, but he's not dying. So this is a great start to this potential last push by the side of invite players. Trade happening from Tristan onto the Great Mage. But losing your demo on Battle Blast could be horrendous of an kind of a effect, honestly, of holding it. But Chris finds Kita. Not really much of a thing to push off of, unfortunately. He killed him with the DH. Sora actually ends up forcing 2. And M17 has God mode. I want to see M17 get so many kills here. Maybe even kill the medic. Yeah, he's just running through the entirety of RGL invite team. Will he find the pick on the medic? He hasn't run out just yet. He just connects a shot. 2 shot out the Great Meat. Great damage on the sword. 45 HP. He does get it. Oh my god. M17 with God mode is insane. Gets 2 picks. The God mode does end up running out here, so it's a fair 1v1 on the mid versus Caps. Will he find the kill? He does. M17 completely destroying invite players. My goodness, what a talent. He heals 3 players on that refight. He's so good. Arcadia keeping his Uber at 100%. Transitioning into the mid fight. They should be able to take this for free here, both sort of bombing to deny that choke from the side of our RGL invite players. With 100% Uber, I mean, we gotta give more God modes because it's M17. I mean, can we get a replay of that, guys? The M17 God mode. I mean, we need to see this again. Huge collapse coming out of Windows with the Uber, able to wipe the side of RGL invite players. 2 up, only Chris and Raven alive. However, Kite is trying to fight. Looks like Chris in the back line. He actually ends up burning out to the fire though. The mini pill was taken, so he does end up dying. So 2 picks already at the beginning of this fight here for the RGL staff. They go immediately to the point here. Great idea coming out of the scout. Will he get the cap though? Grape Juice, however, gets a great direct onto Scream. However, it's just the engineer to defend it. However, RGL staff are losing players quickly. Great pipes coming out of Tristan to Raven. M7, if anyone can do it, it's Tristan and M17. Will they be able to do it? It looks like they will, and they do successfully. Wow. What talent. God mode with M17 twice. That's pretty funny. I mean, if it happened sooner, he could have just 1v5 that, honestly. 1v6. He's such a talented scout. But nonetheless, the second round, big one for the RGL staff. We're keeping it close here. Remember, it's still game point for invite players, so if they can just manage to get 1 more point in the 6 minute before OT happens, they can just win the whole thing. But the mid starts again here on round 7 here. Looks like RGL invite players trying to take their trade aggressively. However, it does become a trade here. Raven has a great bomb on time 17 on Arcadia walking up Valley side. Grape Juice finding his pick at the windows. Sword trying to stay alive though as a flank does end up trying to get on top of 15 HP. Great surf. It's on to Content to try to kill the medic, but it's very hard for her power to do anything. All she just has to hit a detonator and he'll probably die. It doesn't go for it, unfortunately. So Sword will be able to live. Yeah, they were questioning how he wasn't dead to right in that valley, but Thor with a great surf towards the end ended up surviving, but RGL invite player now having the advantage going to second. We're gonna have to see some sort of disrupt here if we want to have our RGL staff have a chance of holding this. Maybe another God mode. But the second cap will happen. Uber does happen for the side of RGL invite players into the last push. They find 1 pick, but not enough to fight this. As their Uber kind of wasted. 2 players down, so RGL invite. Popolo PD gets Chris. Windows with a great collapse as well onto the Great Mage. 3 players alive on the side of RGL invite player. I think Raven was just a spawner. So no back cap potential there. So we're having to run for his life here. No scouts to run him out. But they do get out of choke for free. Cap being started for RGL staff. And it looks like they will be able to just get it for free here. Arcadia with that 85%, around 40% advantage is in play. Let's kind of see how they take it through. They only have 40% ad now, so they want to take it quickly. They're going to try and walk it in through choke. Great bomb to start. Tristan bombing through the choke on Sasor. Will he hit the air shot? He does not. Oh, he hits the follow-up, though. Great pipe coming out of Tristan. My goodness. Sora and Great Mage become the first picks of the fight. Raven bombing into mid. Gets the pick onto Scream, however, traded by Window. Dingo finding his pick onto Popolo Fidi. Kintail walking forward, finding that pick of the Grape Juice. Caps finding 2 picks immediately. Chris on a rampage right now, looking for more. However, Kintail decides she wants to go behind and try to look for that pick on the Dingo. But Chris with 8 HP, not much follow-up is potentially there. So Great Mage has to come and kind of salvage it. And Dingo with a great bomb to Arcadia does end up cleaning him up. And great kind of turnaround there for the RGL invite players to win out that fight. Oh, looks like Tristan will become a pick towards the end of that. Maybe even more. M17 running away with low HP. He does get picked off. The tempo of these invite players is unmatched at the moment by the side of RGL staff. And he ends up getting Scream. I didn't even see Scream spawn on Sniper there, but he does end up killing him as well. So 3 players down on the side of RGL staff. This should be the round decider right here, or the game decider right here. Grape Juice finds his entry onto last year. However, there is this hold on the side of RGL staff still. Scout got some of the cap time, a lot of cap time, however denied. Popolo Fidi does end up trading for the Great Mage, however there's a huge collapse happening on point for the side of RGL staff. And it looks like he's pulls enough here. 5-2 finish for the side of RGL invite players. And I mean, it kind of slowed down towards the end there. I mean, we had some exciting rounds. Shout out to M17 just for those godlike plays. But RGL staff, they kept their composure. They made sure to win it out in the end, so 5-2. is the ending score for the first map, but we do have more. So I'm excited to see. Personally, I want to see Bagel, but that's our third map, so we're going to be going straight to, looks like Sunshine after this. Based on the logs here, huge performance coming out of Chris. I mean, what can you say? It's Chris on Scout, 49 and 17, 400 DPM. I mean, that's just crazy stat line. However, you know, nonetheless, I mean, you should look at the stats of the RGL staff too. We have Tristan actually top damaging on his team and almost half of the damage of the server. Honestly, like he was 4th on the list. That's pretty good so far, and also top fragging on his team. So shout out to Tristan. I think he's our invite admin, which is great for 6s. Windows also showing up there with 23 kills. I saw a lot of great collapses coming out of Windows and Papa Lafiti. Honestly, from Grape Juice, I saw Grape Juice doing some crazy things too on the soldiers, so that was cool to see as well. It was fun watching M17 take those Ubers because when he had those God modes, he completely just wiped all of the invite team by himself, so that was really fun to watch. But as we get ready for the next map here, I think on Sunshine, I think RGL staff will have the advantage, personally. I think I want to see them kind of come back stronger for this next map. I don't think the invite players or teams will have any type of roster changes in terms of class swaps. I think they're going to keep their same lineup of players, but it should be exciting nonetheless. Just going to do a quick shout out of all guys. This is for this Disrupt Cup is going to be for our players going to the LAN happening here soon. It's gonna be a fundraiser, so if you guys do !disrupt, of course it's going to be affecting the players in our stream here for the game, but it also gives money to the actual prize pool for our LAN players. So !disrupt if you guys want to contribute to the prize pool for LAN. I think it's gonna go to a great cause, obviously, for our players who are attending. So yeah, shout out to all the players going, and shout out to all the players and people going to be kind of fundraising with us today. I see a lot of you donating, so it's already been great work so far. So hopefully we keep that same energy going into up to. I'm sorry, Dolphin. What was the amount? Oh, okay. So we've donated around 160 so far. That's great. So we are on first map, and 160 donations already fantastic. So thank you so much for your guys' support there as we enter to the second map here on Sunshine. Yeah. So guys, make sure you predict on who you think is going to win this one. I think. Honestly, I'm not really sure. I won't place any predictions myself, but on a map like Sunshine, it can be very, very volatile because, you know, obviously Badlands is a very big map, open map. A lot of things can happen on it, but Sunshine can be a bit more narrow. You know, there's a lot more flank routes where people can get on top of the combo faster and shit like that. So obviously, we want to see kind of both teams abuse those flanks. You know, try to collapse on maybe Soar or Arcadia, especially when they're getting debuffed all the time. So. Oh my gosh, what is happening in game? That swarm is crazy. It's like a Halloween spell. As both teams get ready in the server here, we're going to be starting soon. Map 2 in this Disrupt Cup best of 3. I think they're playing all 3 maps regardless, right? Yeah, I think all 3 maps are going to be being played. So we're on map 2 of 3. Looks like both teams are readied up now. So we are going to be going live here now. Perfect. So first mid for these teams, RGL staff versus our roster of RGL invite players. First mid. Oh, I do see some different classes being put on here. We have Grape Juice on Medic, Soar on Demo, Chris on Soldier, Dingo on Soldier, Raven, and Great Mage on Scout. But I do see a heavy on the side of RGL staff here. Fast roll coming out of Dingo onto Tristan, but Tristan will not allow that to work. Does get the pick on the Dingo. High bomb coming in for the side of the RGL staff. No value found just yet. Papa Lafiti tries to get the pick on the Soldier, does not find it. However, Raven does get the pick. Scream able to pick off Chris here actually in the beginning of the mid. Soar finding the pick on the M17. Someone's gonna have to help Tristan here. It did a lot of damage to that choke here. Ends up being picked off by the Great Mage here. So 4 versus. Oh, actually, there's a heavy still alive here. There's 5 players alive on the side of the RGL invite players here. With Chris Creek, they end up using and killing Scream with it, and oh, they actually call Arcadia too. So the Chris Creek does actually connect onto the medic, so Arcadia does end up not having that Uber. So there will be a crit advantage coming out. Oh, great sticky from Soar. Soar getting a 5k there, so there will be a crit ad for the side of RGL Invite players. And the first mid being won, I mean, once they cap, for the side of the Invite team, which they end up doing now, so they will be able to try and stay on the other team's second here. Kitte getting out of Shudder by herself, kind of dangerous, but she knows her limits there. She runs away. She's building that Uber crit streak pretty quickly. It's crazy how fast crit streak can build sometimes. I mean, they just crits, but they're about to crits again into the last of the RGL staff. Soar on demo didn't know it was so good. However, they end up critsing Caps or Chris with the shotgun, getting the shot onto Arcadia. Great rockets coming out. And Soar on a 7k. Absolute demon on demo, man. Tristan, it's all up to you, but it's not really possible as a 1v6. So RGL Invite players with the first round of the game. Come on, guys, we're gonna have to help the RGL staff here. It looks like they have the most powerful roster they can have, so we're gonna have to start doing some sort of disrupt for the assistance of our staff members as the RGL Invite players. I think they're gonna be running crits again. I mean, I would personally. Yep, they still are on crits. Looks like Arcadia got explosive arrows, so this time around the medic's gonna be being the one getting the kills. I don't even know what that's gonna look like. Is it just gonna explode once it makes contact? I think so. Ooh, Great Mage dies immediately, however. Tristan does become a pick himself. Yep, we have arrows being spammed by Arcadia here. A lot of damage in that choke. Arcadia does end up killing Soar. If those arrows connect, this should be a great mid for the side of the RGL staff, which it looks like it is. The pick's being given. Kitte, it does end up getting Chris, and Scream finding his pick up the Raven, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. We keep giving the assistance to the staff member. They should be able to win this. However, Soldier behind Dingo is just going to get in that spam for himself. RGL staff want to push forward into the next point here as Grape Juice is about to get crit streak, so they might give this crit streak to the Great Mage. It is advantage, so if they use first, they will have the advantage. They do use crits onto the heavy. Get the first pick. Arcadia running alone. Maybe able to get out here, actually. I think the Great Mage is looking for two picks behind instead here. Onto Papa Lafidi, which, you know what? If I followed Papa Lafidi, I'd consider that pretty worth it. Kind of taking the crit streak away from his team. So the rest of the RGL staff might be able to try and fight mid here, however. The RGL Invite team are going quickly into the mid. M17 does get caught on the kind of transition there. Uber coming in from Arcadia. Great start from Tristan getting both Chris and Soar. Grape Juice might become a pick here towards the end. 10 HP! Gets pistoled down by Scream. The great ball up there. 3 players down on the side of the RGL Invite players. 4 players down as well, actually. Windows finds to pick up the Great Mage from the flank. And the RGL staff should be able to walk into second here and secure this point. With advantage, too, since Grape Juice was dead. However, we don't know if he's going to find Chris or Uber here. It could just even out. I do know Grape Juice loves his crit streaks. Which, yep, it still is, so could even out still. Raven finding his pick on the M17. Back cap is in play, does not get it though. So the RGL staff does get the cap on the second, but they do have to deal with players behind. Tristan getting flanked by Chris and Grape Juice, however, Raven coming in behind onto Arcadia. 17 HP, will Arcadia live here? There's a Soldier on his flank too. Dingo with the pinch. Sora finding a pick on the windows as well. And it looks like a complete wipe for RGL staff. M17 being the only player alive from spawning. RGL Invite team. They really wanted to secure that second round, second hold, so they were really kind of tuned in there. Bombs coming into mid. Nothing happening too much. Oh, actually, eye for an eye rolled on every player for the side of Invite players. I don't actually know what that does, but they're dying on my screen. I think so. Every time you deal damage, it goes back to you. So if they're doing a lot of damage to the RGL staff members, they're just gonna die themselves. So they lost 4. That's kind of the worst one, because like, you're just doing damage, you're playing the game, and you just die anyway. It's unfortunate, but crits happens. Raven with the 2k. Crits going crazy, but the crits does end up fading. But Raven finding 2. He's gonna look for more. Raven and Grape Juice being full HP. Windows 3 HP bombing out. Does not get live. Raven's just running through them right now. It's just Arcadia alive on mid here. 40 HP. Will he actually live? Doesn't look like he will. Raven with the melee swing on him. Grape Juice 8 HP. Does end up dying. Oh, actually, no. Grape Juice and Raven both dying, so they overextended just a little bit. But not a bad fight for them. RGL staff was able to cap second, or reach the second point, so they're going to be holding second from now on. There are no medics in play here. Scream does end up dying the Soar towards the end of that fight, but looks like both mechs are about to spawn and hopefully keep this Ubers even, but I don't think anyone ran back to Arcadia, so he'll be looking for someone to heal soon. And with mid control for the RGL staff, I'm kind of curious what they do here. I mean, there's no Ubers in play. They have the player advantage. They could totally just try and take a dry fight here with the Pyro, but it doesn't look like they will. Kista might become a pick here to Raven, which she does, but she does actually end up trading for Raven, so that's actually a very valuable pick there. Scream finding a pick on the Grey Mage, however, Soar fighting two. Great air shot onto Papa Lafiti. I didn't know Soar was such a demo player. I thought he only played Scout, but not bad. 3 down for the side of RGL Staff, 4 down for the side of Invite players. 2 picks being found immediately. Arcadia finding his kill himself onto Chris. So not a bad start. They're going to try and peek second as RGL Invite team. Look at who's back up here, but the Grey Mage wants to try and fight this, but I'm not really sure if they can here. Windows finds a pick on the Soar. That's not a great start being done the demo. So they are just going to back up and give up the second point. As RGL Staff walk it in top left here. They don't have advantage. I don't think they know that they have dis out here. But however, M17 finding the Great Mage, just finding one himself. Raven finding that cleanup onto M17. Actually, the RGL Staff, they have the picks. They could totally walk into last year with the picks. Raven finding a pick on the windows, but an Uber play happening potentially here for Arcadia. Will they be able to get kills with it here? First kill on screen goes out to Dingo. So it's a great start here. Oh, great pipe connects by Tristan on the Sword. The picks are immaculate for the side of the Staff. Ooh, misdirects coming out of Pablo Fidi, but there is a potential to win this still with Tristan and Scream. Yep, Scream finds one. Tristan does end up dying to the Great Mage, though. Arcadia does need some help, but Scream hitting his shots beautifully. And the cleanup coming out from the side of the Staff. Wow. Scream is amazing. That was fantastic. Cap happening for the RGL Staff. So it's 1-1. Beautiful stuff coming out of the side of the Staff. And that was just a clean fight all around. I mean, no debuffs were a play. They just kind of won it out in the end. So W Scream, W Tristan and Arcadia, and their team for supporting them toward the end there. So great round. Make sure you guys type !disrupt to give buffs or debuffs to these players, as well as supporting our land fundraiser today. As the map is continuing third mid, so Chris found the great bomb in the Tristan, gets the trade off. However, Dingo also finds his pick as well as Papa Lafiti, but Windows finds the pick on the Sword. RGL Staff are still alive here on this mid. 4 versus 4. Heals are alive. Katet down to 15 HP. I think she's being chased out, and she is. As RGL Staff are trying to fight this mid, they realize we don't have the players to fight this anymore, so they're gonna leave. But good attempt overall. Ubers are gonna be even. No crits, I don't think. So this time around, we should see a potential exchange happening soon, as the RGL Staff are able to reset on their second. It's up to the invite players on how they want to try and take this push into the second here from mid. Looks like they choose to go through choke here. It's full 100% for both teams on Uber. Raven is getting kind of disrupted in that choke though. Tristan finding 2, killing Chris and the Great Mage. Why is the medic so big? Both medics are ginormous. I don't even know how this is possible, but Soar finding the pipes on the screen through all of that. I don't even know how you can I don't know even how you can find a pick on anyone that's not the medic, seeing he's so big. Uber's being forced by Arcadia. Chris finding his pick, but both spawners being alive inside of RGL invite players should lead to a potential refight here. But Grape Juice ended up dying, so there was some sort of collapse from Grape Juice and Raven there into the choke, but no success there. Dingo and Soar find their picks on the windows and Papa Lafiti. Soar actually with a 2K onto M17. Arcadia being chased out by, I think that's Chris. That is Chris. So he does get the medic pick. Grape Juice's death was not in vain. And there will be advantage for the RGL invite players as we see them capping second. 20% out. Arcadia now just about to spawn here. They have to build that Uber the best they can. Dingo finds his kill onto Scream. Honestly, if I'm the RGL team, invite team here, I'd try to be pushed to the last with that pick. I mean, Scream's down. That's a very valuable pick here. I think they will try, but Tristan is there to kind of slow them down. So great kind of defense there from Tristan. However, there is pressure still coming in. Raven is fighting top left pretty much alone here. He does get the support eventually, however, he gets traded out for 2 players, so that's a great start for the RGL invite players. Pipe hitting on Great Mage, huge pipe. Gets out, maybe able to find 2. Does not, unfortunately, but does able to kind of get low. Soar running away on fire, 100 HP, going down, maybe gonna be picked off by M17. 20 health, will he get the pick? Oh my, he's still behind, low SP. Arcadia alive with advantage here. They do end up cleaning up. W Scream once again. With the pick on the Soar, that's a great pick going into mid. I mean, demo down, like, with advantage, you shouldn't be able to just walk it in without using. And I think that's what they want to try and do through Cafe. However, they do get met by Dingo and Great Mage, so they will slow it down for the side of the RGL staff. How will they take this advantage going into mid? I would sure love to see a no-clip happening right now. Maybe. Some sort of flying, maybe? Or crits? Or RGL staff? That'd be cool. But as they walk through Cafe, they do end up using, and Ubers are no longer in play for either team. But RGL staff does take the mid away from the RGL invite players. And with 2 picks, actually, Raven finding a trade on the Kid tab, but with Chris and Dingo being down, there's a great start for the RGL staff. They do want to try and fight second here. There are no soldiers in play, however. Grape Juice is about to get that Uber. Walking into Cafe. Nothing to be gotten yet. Uber's full for Grape Juice. They used to choke onto Soar, trying to find any damage and value they can here. However, no kills yet. They're probably going to be killing the Tristan if I had to guess. Yep, Tristan and Scream both dead. Those are players you do not want to lose. But Ubers are now gone for the side of the RGL players as RGL staff try to trickle back into mid, being up with the players that they have. However, they did lose Papa Lafidi immediately. No Ubers in play yet. Arcadia has to get this Uber. He's at 85%. Kintet trying to dismiss those players bombing Arcadia as much as she can, but she does end up putting her life for it. However, Ubers are now in play again. Scream is alive to take the Uber, so is Tristan. Ubers are being popped through choke here. Doesn't look like they're finding any picks just yet. There's a 1v1 happening in Valley. M17 losing to Raven. Very close 1v1 though. Grape Juice finding his pick on the windows. The only pick they were able to get with that Uber is Dingo. And a shape coming in the Soar. Great bomb. Trading his life for it, but it was nuclear. And it looks like RGL staff are not able to find the victory they wanted with that Uber, however. 2 versus 2, actually. Well, 2 versus 1 now, I guess, but it's just Kate up to Kate if she can somehow hold second against the RGL invite team. As we're watching, I think there's a bit of an issue with disrupting, but we'll keep watching as we play. Raven gets the pick on the window. Scream is able to trade out the pick. And Kate actually finds the pick on the Great Mage. So great pick from Kate. Scream doing his thing, killing Chris. M17 trading out that Dingo kill. Perfect execution there from the RGL staff. As they take their efforts into mid against Soar. This time around, Soar doesn't look like he wants to bomb Arcadia at this point in time. Just gonna live. Let them have the Uber advantage that they wanted. RGL staff with the advantage. They might want to try and go choke here, but they do want to get that Uber first before they take any steps to taking this point. Maybe going through Valley, the Uber. It looks like they will. Bomb coming out immediately by Tristan onto Plat of Sunshine second. Will they find any picks? They do. They find the first pick up to Raven. Ubers are not able to be popped immediately by Grape Juice. There is a 4% discrepancy in the Uber he has, so he's gonna have to wait until he gets it before they do anything super aggressive. But 2 picks on the side of RGL staff. They will try and peek off it. M17 looking for that entry into last. He does not find it. However, they do get the cap. M17. Oh, that was actually Scream who did it. M17 got a great cap on the last point and actually secures the round. RGL staff are in a very precarious situation right now. RGL staff is winning 2-1 right now, and they can honestly take this map home. They just got to keep playing as well as they're doing. With RGL invite players, they're gonna have to step up in how they're calling these plays and strats, because right now they are on the decline. But there could be at any point a turnaround for both these teams. So standard mid, both demos rolling out through Valley here. Fast bomb coming out of Papa Lafidi onto Grape Juice, does not connect the rockets needed there. However, another bomb coming out of windows onto the same target, does not find it. However, Kit Kat getting Grape Juice to 2 HP, 1 HP, does end up getting Grape Juice. Arcadia even living as well. So Arcadia's gonna have that full advantage here once Grape Juice spawns here. Sword bombing in the second, trying to find the sacks and the players to secure some sort of kills for RGL invite players to kind of stabilize off of. Dingo hitting some great rocks at M17. Scream gets the onto Scream, but Scream does get the pick on the Dingo. Arcadia does end up living there too. However, looks like they will lose the second point. But with Uber advantage, I mean, they can totally try to make something happen with the number of advantage they have. So overall, not the worst. Soar, however, getting Kit, that's a bad start for the RGL staff members. As they walk out of bats here without using it, I don't think they want to use first. Actually, they do end up getting forced because Arcadia was taking a little bit of spam here. Sword does end up getting Papa Lafidi, but trading as well. M17 getting the pick on the Raven. Great shots from M17, honestly. Great round so far for him. Cap's going to happen for the RGL staff. Evening out the numbers here, but unfortunately for RGL staff, Grape just has that 75% Uber. Around like 40 advantage for them to play off if they really choose to. Dingo and Chris sink that bomb into the choke. Arcadia gets too forward and dies in that choke push. Looks like Dingo rolled blind, so I think we have some of our disrupt working now, so currently Dingo cannot see anything. You know, I think for Dingo, he should be able to still kind of traverse the map somehow, but, you know, because he's so good, but looks like the RGL players want to choose to go through choke here to make as much space as possible for their teams to get in. Huge play coming out onto Grape Juice. Grape Juice lives, though. Oh, Spy from Papa Lafitte doesn't get anything, however. But 4 kills for the RGL players to play off of with 100% Uber. If somehow the RGL staff win this hold here, I'd be super impressed here. 5 seconds until their spawners come up. Tristan will be the first pick. Arcadia dying actually first, and then Tristan. Lives, actually. It's M17 that does first, but nonetheless, RGL staff, I mean, that's just impossible, really. You can't really do anything about that, so. Unfortunately, they ended up losing. 2-2 in match score. We still have lots of sunshine to play, though. As we enter round 5, I don't think we're going to be seeing anything crazy just yet. At the moment, Disrupt are kind of not working. You guys can definitely use bits to donate as well if you want to do any type of Disrupt as well. But as the mid starts here, Raven finds the early pick on the M17, which is going to give his team a lot of leeway, because one of the scouts being dead, that's crucial for this projectile class to play off. On the Huntsman, killing Dingo. That is funny, actually. But that's all that they wrote there. Just a little Huntsman kill in the mid. So, RGL invite players with the mid capture. Will be pushing into staff's second point. Bomb coming in from Soar. Funny bomb. Does not really get anything. However, pipes being landed. Will be able to save Soar. Ooh, Soar lives with 20 HP, 40 HP, and he lives, and he kills the scout. Uber's being popped by Arcadia. Grape Juice still doesn't have Uber, so this could be a really bad situation for them. Ooh, but that's it. But they are able to get Grape Juice out there. Great play from Dingo to save him there. Just kind of bombing the door he's leaving from. However, Kitek arrows him from the flank. Gets out of 4K. He's on a rampage right now. What is going on, man? Oh, Grape Juice was blind that whole time. No wonder he died. Huntsman. It's Kitten. No, Kitten gets a pick on the Chris. This Huntsman is insane. But the collapse coming out of Raven getting 3 kills there, I mean, that's pretty worth it for him. However, Arcadia is not the target he chose to kill there. It's the other frags. Great pipes coming out of Soar. Everyone on staff are so low. Arcadia is the one that's alive, though. Bomb coming out of Dingo. Doesn't find anything. However, the Great Mage finds the pick. Play is happening right now on mid. It's still going to be a 4 versus 3 right now for the invite players. However, spawners will be rolling off of the staff. I think they choose to just back away here, though, with the advantage that they have. Get this thing on Huntsman. I mean, the value of the Huntsman sniper is super good so far. Raven finds the pick on the windows, but the Huntsman is still alive. Gets a pick on the Raven, as I was saying. Kitet trying to maybe fighting this 1v1 of a scout with the scout. The respect Uber's happening from Arcadia and Tristan. And no kills yet, but Tristan just decides he wants to keep going. Great stickies placed onto Sora as he bombs out. Pipe hit onto Grape Juice. Will they find the pick on the medic? He's running in with the sword. No, he misses the swing. And he doesn't get it. Oh my goodness, Grape Juice. Good job living there, but Arcadia does end up dying during that whole thing, so now the advantage is onto the Grape Juice and his team to have that Uber. But staff have the mid, and there's actually a backup happening as well, so there's going to be a potential to maybe have some sort of collapse here. But Grape Juice is playing his life safe. You know, he knows there's a guy behind. They're chasing him behind. They need to make sure they kill the player behind before they do anything. Scream is the one to do it. However, Raven is just there and meeting him strong. Does get the pick. Chris actually finds Kid Test or finding windows. I think the fight happened in Valley, but they're just dying in Valley. The force happens. Tristan finds his pick, but he needs to jump away. He's totally dead. Let's try. All of invite players are blind right now, or most of them are blind who are alive. So they're gonna have to just cap and wait. I mean, they just can't really see anything at the moment, so. If that happened like 10 seconds sooner, I think there would have been a great fight happening in Valley there. No one would see anything. Great rockets from a window actually onto the Great Mage. Raven finding his pick on the Kitte. On the Huntsman sniper. Windows finding the trade, though. I mean, if you're going to lose your Huntsman Sniper, you need to somehow trade it out, because the Huntsman Sniper has been so powerful so far. We need to make sure we keep that pick kind of even. Chris finding a pick onto Tristan and Papa Lafiti. I don't know what the bomb was there. I think it might have been a sync bomb, or like they were low. They died. But made enough space for their team to actually cap mid, though. So RGL staff are going to be able to refight the mid with Uber. A little bit of ad here. I'm not sure if they're going to try and take it. I think they know it's going to be advantage. They do take the Uber into Grape Juice. Grape Juice is in the front of the cookie. Ends up dying. Scream finding the two-shot onto the medic here. Raven trying to stay alive. Hasn't been hit for too much. 37 damage. The pinch is insane on second, though. This just comes down to M17 and Kitta. M17 finds his pick on the sword, but that's all he wrote. Tristan alive in the choke here. Kitta is finding that capture point. Brave reflect on the Chris. I don't know why Chris shot that rocket, but there he goes. That's pretty funny. But the capture is being completed for the RGL staff here. Great fight, honestly. With the ad, they were able to kill the medic. Ooh, Dingo with the crazy 2K. All by himself there on that second point. RGL staff, do you want to fight this, though? Looks like RGL staff are just going to give up that second point, being down the numbers. Invite players are going to be taking mid with the picks that they have. Raven finds a pick on the scream, and they find the cleanup on the M17 as well. Great damage coming out of Soar. Crazy bombs coming out of Dingo, wow. Kind of stabilizing here. Ubers are, again, ad for the RGL invite players. Oh, around the 30% advantage for Grape Juice. Big flank coming out of Dingo onto Arcadia, doesn't end up finding the kill, and he jumps away. Ooh, great pipe connecting by Tristan, though. Great pipes connecting. But they do end up living. The rest of the teams needs to realize, oh, well, our med's dead, but we got to salvage and hold last somehow. So, being said, though, RGL invite players do have 100% Uber, so they can take it into last whenever they want. Yeah, they're going to choose to go through lower here. They haven't used just that. They want to walk it all the way in here. Now they finally use. This Uber's going to be really, really good. They took so much time to use. Pass with the shotgun. Will he be finding the kills? Raven finds one. Yep. Chris finds the kill himself. Grey Mage and Dingo find their ones as well. Arcadia down. The Uber's in play. And the invite players do secure their third round on this second map. Okay, 5 rounds have been played. We're on to round 6. Gonna be a standard bid. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna be disrupting anyone here so far, but I'd like to see some. Maybe you guys can do bid donations in our RGL Twitch stream to place some disrupts if we would like. I think the normal procedure is kind of broken right now. Just with the Caber, it doesn't find anything. Bombs happening from both teams. Crazy bomb coming out of windows onto the medic. All he needs to do is connect one more direct and it'll kill Grape Juice. Chris, not even shooting him. Okay. Oh, they're all blind, I see. That's funny. Dude, that fast bomb couldn't have come at a better time then. I mean, he was so fast, they didn't even know what was shooting them at the time. That's so funny. That blind was fantastic. But they didn't find the kill on the Grape Juice, unfortunately. That movement, even while blind, is kind of crazy from Grape Juice, but the mid being lost for the RGL invite players, that blind really put a hindrance on their potential to fight mid. But RGL staff have second point and even Ubers. I mean, this is a situation they want to be in. They don't want to be on mid anymore. Having the second cap is going to be perfect because pushing out of last is one of the hardest parts about Sunshine. So I think the invite players know that. That's why, yeah, they spawn sniper. They find that pick onto windows, so that's a great start to their hold. Raven does decide to get off sniper though, back to scout. Oh, Uber comes out from dungeon for the side of the RGL invite team. However, Uber's traded by Arcadia. A Pyro Uber with a scout seems pretty capable here. Scream trying to find the pick that matters here onto Chris, but does not find it. Raven taking the fight with him. Ooh, Raven almost dying there, going down to 60 HP. Scream living there. Good front. Good on Scream for a living. Sword and M17. Oh, Sword kills M17 Dingo with the kill onto Kitta on the flank. Windows find the pick on the Chris. It could still be holdable here. Scream finding the kill onto Raven. Great shots connecting. RGL staff holding down that shutter and lobby perfectly. Looks like the 3 picks that they have. Windows finds another one on the sword. There could be a push into last by the staff. They find another pick on the Dingo. I mean, this has to be a round. There's only 2 alive on the side of the RGL Invites players. It is a round for the staff. Round 6 secured by our lovely staff team in this map. And we have 4 minutes left of the round time. I mean, it's anyone's game now. And if we can get another blind from FX, that'd be fantastic. But we're gonna let this one go. Kind of normal play it out probably. Tristan on the jumper, bombing on mid, bombs over Dingo's head. Will Tristan find the picks? He does not. He gets 2 great pipes, or 1 great pipe on the Great Mage. Does not kill him though. Sora connecting a pipe on the M17. Windows finding Chris, but then Raven cleaning up both soldiers. Arcadia did end up dying to that mid to the Dingo fast bomb. He did bomb behind and kind of flanked them, so it was kind of hard to live. I don't think they even saw it. However, Scream looking to run Valley here, trying to find his 1v1 with somebody. I like this timing he has, but I don't think he's going to be able to cap in time, so he has to find that pick. Kita is also behind, I just realized. Dingo hiding on last, maybe going to find a pick on anyone trying to walk out lobby, which he does find on Windows actually. A Chris happening top left onto Soar into the last of the staff. They get the pick on the Arcadia and M17. 2 players alive on the side of the staff. Will they be able to hold this? It doesn't look likely. And the final player on staff does end up falling. Looks like the 7th round was won by the invite players, but 3 minutes in the game. I mean, let's see if staff can pull it back here. I think our disruptor working now. Is that correct? I think so. Not sure. Okay. Yeah, we have some people getting disrupted in game, so it should be alright. Mid 8 starts here. Nothing crazy yet, just a standard fast bomb coming in Dingo to go behind. However, it looks like the RGL team are going to be doing a lot more damage here. Dingo with the flank, yep, does pick up Arcadia here. The collapse onto Grape Juice fails, and nobody are able to clean up that kill. 80 health on Grape Juice, is able to stay alive. Find out the stragglers that are left over. Kita on Huntsman, I mean, she should be able to find at least a pick for herself here, but doesn't look possible, as all 6 players on the RGL invite team are alive, and Kita does finally get killed by Chris and Dingo. So a complete wipe for the RGL staff. Full Uber for Grape Juice. It is Chris. They do end up using on Sword, but Papa Lafiti gets the bomb onto Grape Juice, nullifying that crit screen attempt. Losing the medic. Scream finding his pick on the Chris as well. Great start again for the staff members, staff team, as their medic's still alive. We're gonna have a little bit of Uber out here. 30 of Uber advantage unless Grape Juice blocks Kritzkrieg, which I think he is. Yep, so he could even it out with Kritzkrieg. The staff needs to push out a second here if they want to attempt at holding. Kristen finds this pick on the Soar. Great trade. Yep, does end up becoming a trade like I thought. It's just becoming like a bombing demo. I mean, that's all he's been doing for the last like 10 minutes, but it's really respectable, honestly. That's a great way to do it. Dingo with the fast bomb onto the medic. He actually bombs behind. What are they going to do to deal with this Dingo flank? 3 players on the side of the staff are down. However, homing projectiles from Pablo PD and Windows. Just free kills. It's just free ease. I mean, look at the soldier getting easy eating a rocket on point. He can't do anything about it. I love this. But Grape Juice kills Arcadia. So all that in vain, man. Grape Juice dies. Or kills Arcadia after his team wipes his team. So we're going to completely even out here. That is unfortunate. Bomb coming in. Cap should go towards the staff here, but I think the invite players know they want to try and fight this, deny that mid-cap as best as possible. It's just a Pyro and a Scout really holding it right now. 1 soldier's eating out the DH. Yeah, Kit does end up dying to that rolling out soldier. Ubers are not really even, actually. Arcadia wasn't building with anyone, so Grape Juice does have a little bit of advantage. Windows finds picking the Dingo. M17 killing the Great Mage. Chris with the capitalizing on the trade. Great bomb. Chris again with the shotgun. 3 versus 4. 3 versus 5 now that Kits has spawned. But again, Ubers are disad for the side of Arcadia. Does they know that? I don't know if Grape Juice knows that though yet. He might not have seen their beam yet. Overtime has now reached time limit. We are now going to be playing this out until whoever wins. First up 5. Great picks coming out of Raven onto staff. Kita getting bombed in Valley. Really had no chance there. And RGL invite players are going to be running through Valley as we see. Yeah, just kind of just chaos here. They can't really do anything about it on the staff side. They kind of have to give it up. They know they have disad now. Arcadia only has 60%. They have not been building this whole time. They might have evened out, but there's been no building attempts. Crit's happening on the side of Grape Juice. It's gonna be let on Chris. I mean, I would love to, this is definitely the moment to do it. Scream has scary bullets. Is he able to do anything with it? It doesn't look like he. Oh, he does now. He's shooting grades. One more bullet hoover happening. Just shoot them to get scared. Yep, spooky shots coming out of stream, and all three of them are scared, and they die. I think Grape just got blind towards the end there. Yep, he did. Unfortunate. Great timing on that. Scary bullets, Jay, on that redeem. So W scary bullets. Arcadia will have advantage here. However, Raven dying to M17, or Raven killing M17 there. Capitalizing on that pick. Invite players might try to do something off it, being up a scout. So we're actually finding the pick on Kittea. Double bomb coming out of Chris and Dingo. Ooh, just chaos happening in front of the shutter of the staff. But trading Chris traded by Papa Lafiti. But invite players with confidence take back that second point and are able to secure it against the staff. We're gonna have to hold this last point with it's gonna be even again. I mean, they haven't really been building, evening out once more, and I think Grape Juice might actually just have advantage here soon. It should be crits, like I think it will be. It will be crits. So we're gonna be seeing a crits play happening relatively soon. And I mean, if they're tracking it properly, they should know its advantage. Scary Bolts again on Scream. Ends up dying. Kind of greedy. Chris does get being popped by Grape Juice and Soar. The flash onto Chris is beautiful. Scary Bolt's still alive. Kittea actually has Scary Bolts on Pyro. Unfortunate. But on Pyro, I'm not sure how far it could go, but looks like that's going to be the round win and map win for our invite players. So currently they're up the first two maps. But it was a good attempt from both teams. Staff were up 3 rounds. They were actually, I think they were up in rounds at one point even. I think between round like 3 and 4, so W to the staff. But the invite players were able to capitalize and edge out the win. Alright, taking a look at the logs here. I mean, Raven, again, top... Actually, this is different from the last log. They did swap classes. Raven top fragging the server with 50 kills and 400 DPM. Which is kind of crazy because if you think about it, he was not the one getting crits creed. It was actually Soar and Chris. So he out-damaged both the Soldier Demo who were getting crits creed by Grape Juice. So, again, W Raven. Not bad. However, on the side of the staff, I mean, we had some very good things going on too. I mean, again, Screaming Tristan being our star players on the staff team, really showcasing it against the invite stack we are witnessing. I mean, they've been doing some... I mean, Tristan just kind of bombing around a demo. Not bad. And then Scream on Scout, winning his ones. He's really good at winning his 1v1s on Scout, I've noticed. So that's a very important skill to have on Scout, is being able to win that 1v1. So against players like Raven and Raven and the Great Mage, who have very good potential 1v1s, I mean, he's winning them out. That's very, very important. M17 also, I noticed, was doing that too, which is fantastic. Shout out to the Huntsman, though, from Kittea. I think her Huntsman was like actually popping off. Yeah, Kittea went 6 and 5 on Huntsman, but the one life she did on Huntsman, she had like a 4K, so that's pretty good. It was like on a midway too, which is not bad. Yep, so good game from both teams. But we're not done yet. We still have one more map to be played tonight, which is going to be on Bagel. So that's going to be an exciting one. And I think a lot of people here might have saved up all their kind of donation for the third map. I would like to think Bagel could be a very, very funny map with a lot of disruptions. So make sure you guys type !disrupt or donate bits into our chat to, donate for the fundraiser, but also disrupt these players playing live. So make sure you guys take a look at our website for that. And yeah, super excited for this third map. Okay. There's going to be a small intermission happening here, guys, so please stay tuned for our map 3. Just a brief pause so we can fix things just on our side. So thanks for sticking around, and see you guys on map 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the RGL LAN 2026 Disrupt Cup fundraiser. Exile again for your map 3, but we actually have another guest here to cast with me, Rogue. Thanks for coming, Rogue. How are you doing?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah, a whole what are you gonna do? I'm here freaking asleep at the wheel, but happy to be here. Happy to hop in the server. Happy to participate here in this fundraiser, and the Disrupt Cup is always a ton of fun. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming out here. I think we have our issue fixed with PayPal, so when you guys type disrupt to send your donations through, it should be working now, so we won't have to manually do it on our side. So make sure you guys spend wisely for this last map of our fundraiser today. Map 3 on Bagel. I mean, the last time I watched a fundraising event through Disrupt like this, which was, oh man, it's been a couple of years now at this point for me, but when I played in it, but it was very fun on Bagel. Bagel was like the one map, like, everyone was just getting the best perks, and like the medics were just blowing up randomly and using on accident. Like, those were the best times. So I don't know if you ever attended one of those, Rogue, or watched it, but it was very fun, honestly, and I expect it to be kind of somewhere this map 3.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, this is a really fun crew here, having the staff versus the invite players, and yeah, wow, just watching the animations here. It's always fun not knowing what to expect, especially like, you know, sometimes you get the calm where things are fine for a minute or two, and then suddenly all the redemptions at once, everyone starts exploding, glowing. Someone's too small, someone's too big. It's always a ton of fun.
Exactly, and where we just now started the first round of our Bagel, and I'm excited to see what everyone kind of cooks up here in the chat, and everyone watching here donating. But kind of a standard mid here. No things spawned just yet, as the mid kind of hasn't been capped. Arcadio actually on Engineer, and we swapped some classes around. So we have Scream on Demo, Tristan on Scout now too, and M17 is our medic. Looks like Raven does get the first kind of debuff here, having Drunk Walk, and Sword becoming the first pick by Tristan. So already a great pick there. Scream does get, I think he got air shot there by Caps, or Chris, sorry, so he does end up cratering. Bomb coming in. Kitta, amazing shot with the Huntsman onto Chris, so a great start for the staff onto the demo. Tristan getting that pick onto the Great Mage, and it looks like a clean mid from the staff actually here, Rogue.
Yeah, this it feels like their medic never really got under any proper pressure, which is a great sign, right? Especially here on a Koth mid. So we'll have to see what the invite players are cooking up here in terms of the recommit. Devil flying in a really nice pipe. That's a clean direct. Oh, medic shot way off. M17 on 99% Uber, but cannot connect with their teammate yet.
Looks like he does get the Uber though, but nothing has been popped yet. Staff has lost 3 players, as the invite players are able to cap basically uncontested here. 3 picks. And I think they're going to want to turn this into some sort of forward hold. Papa Lafini dying kind of later as well, so they're going to have to wait for that. Windows dying to Grape Juice. So a good start for Grape Juice. Actually, I didn't even notice he was on Scout, but W Grape Juice. Chris getting 2 picks actually on demo. Forced Uber by the side of M17. Raven's gonna have an insane amount of ad. Milking at 20%, 20 health. How is he even gonna use it? I don't think so. I don't even know where he went. Where is Raven?
They're really, I paid for the whole map. I'm gonna use the whole map. Getting a little creative with it. And this Uber comes in aggressively. Here we go. Yeah, they're actually kind of dropping like flies here, chasing every which way through the lobby here. Kitty, the only one up right now on that Pyro class. Raven right now only on 17% Uber, so we're gonna be off Ubers for a while. We have plenty of time for that dry push, as we say. So Kitty's given that increased speed, and so is Dingo. So the hyper fast 1 versus 1 here to try and make their way out of the lobby.
Having Dingo with increased speed has always been a scary thought, because like he's such a good movement player. I mean, having that speed is just gonna double that pressure. I kind of want to see if Kitta can do anything with it too. However, it doesn't look like she does, but that's completely fine. Dingo's perk ran out as well, so it's gonna be pretty much even here. Invite players have been forward holding them pretty well so far. Raven is gonna have the advantage here, but Papa Lafini killing Dingo, so that's a great start. Kitta is now like 300 feet tall, which is pretty funny, but I mean, when you see a big pyro like that, I mean, it doesn't seem too hard to just run away here. However, God mode being rolled on all of the staff members, or at least 4 of them here. Awkward timing though, because I feel like the fight was already over, but that was a great use actually. And Raven now has spring shoot, so if they don't kill Raven here, it's probably going to be left like 20 feet away from them. So not bad. I mean, we got to cap the point here on the side of the staff as their God mode runs out, but I think they're realizing it now, and Raven actually ends up dying, so they do get the pick that they wanted.
Yeah, in this full Uber ad for M17, they're on the point. There's a little bit of contest here coming from the invite players, and a huge bomb in, flying across that point. I love, like, they're really closing the distance here. The Uber does get forced out. Here we go. It's just Dingo going down for it, but yeah, we have basically the rest of the invite player combo here on the kind of far side of their own lobby, trying to clear it out, but can't get close enough to the point yet.
Yep, Sora and Grey Mage find their picks onto Tristan and Arcadia, so there's going to be a start here. Grey Mage actually killing Scream with the ball. That really only happens when you're like 20 HP or less here. So Kinte rolling, scary bullets. Pablo Vidi rolling a Call Beyond. This is like one of my favorite ones I've seen so far. Hopefully he can do something with it, but I don't know, honestly. Oh, can you see the combo of invite players? Man, that must have been terrifying getting chased by a fire like that. They ran in fear, honestly.
Yeah, that I've only heard about it in the legends. I didn't think them to be true.
Alright, so invite players did end up wiping, so staff does recapture the point. Ubers are exactly even. But based on exchanges, I've seen kind of invite players take their exchanges a bit better, but it's tough for staff to kind of step up that exchange game, see how it looks walking into this round. Time left over. There's only a minute 30 left for staff to hold until they can win the round. Windows gets a great trade. Kinte and Window assistance onto Dingo, and actually killing Chris as well, just now, Scream. So it's a 4 versus 5 for the staff players to play around, but Tristan does end up getting picked off, so not the best start. However, Scream maybe fighting a pick himself. Nope, gets picked off by the Grey Mage, so it's not looking the greatest for the staff members.
Yeah, they're now, I love too, like, the invite players are really going for the forward holds. You can see a lot more of the discipline and kind of map awareness coming through from their side. But actually, as I say so, Dingo gets a little bit too aggressive there in the lobby, gets taken out for it. Tristan trying to basically trade back in and go for that medic, but actually Raven here on 100% as we get close to ticking down the clock.
Yep, exchange being popped by Raven here. It is going to be an advantage. M17 was not able to get the Uber in time. Rolls are being made here, but it was not met with much valor as Kinte did a tiny man, but the round ended too quickly. They could have made the difference, but nonetheless, first round being won by our invite players. So we are going to be entering round 2. Let's see some rolls on this mid, guys. Let's get some disrupts happening. I want to see God mode. I want to see crits. Maybe some aimbots? Aimbots, maybe? Aiming homing rockets? Let's see.
Yeah, all this is here to fund the LAN here, which is always such a sight here. We have, whoa, invisibility for the entire staff team. But actually we have the heavy rockets for a couple of the invite players as well, but they don't know where to shoot.
Yeah, we can't even see where they are either, but all I see is people dying like flies. Half of the invite players are basically dead now. The only thing I saw in mid was a wandering shotgun and a dispenser, so that's all I really saw there, but I mean, that was just a W mid for the staff. I mean, that was just well played, high skill variance there. I mean, what can you really say?
Yeah, even trying to RTD there and chat themselves. No, they're, yeah, that's funny. You get that little like silhouette of where like they were for a split second while they're invisible, but you yeah, don't even know where to shoot here for the invite players. Finally now, everyone like waking up and suddenly becoming visible after all that. Raven with the full ad, they're working their way towards the point. M17 trying to survive here. The mini sentry here, but the scary bullets, ooh, they take down the gun. Engineer getting shoved back, that's Arcadia. Trying to get to this point here so slowly. Really nice shots out of Chris. These, I've seen like the sticky jump into a direct pipe almost every time Chris is rolled out here. And now we're finally working our way onto point with full even Uber.
Yep, even Ubers are in play. However, the staff are down 3 players in their 7 roster. However, Uber is popped anyways on the side of staff. First, Raven has not used yet. However, Scream with a homing rocket does kill Soar. If he had the DH homing rocket there, that would have been beautiful. However, only a trade happens, which is completely fine. 5 versus 4 for the staff to play around here, and both Ubers popped. This is anyone's kind of fight here. However, with the player advantage, we might see the staff kind of take some sort of aggression here. M17 rolled powerful bullets as Papa Lafidi, sorry, rolled frog. So we have a frog on the map. M17 getting the shots in. However, Arcadia is the one actually that killed Raven. So W Raven gets in. Papa Lafidi dying, unfortunately. Leapfrog wasn't playing Leapfrog hard enough, but great pipes from Chris onto Tristan, and the Great Mage cleaning up Scream. And unfortunately, staff are losing players so quickly, and only the spawners are going to be left alive.
Yeah, this getting a little extended here into the lobby again. Now we have the staff going, trying to clear all these angles. It's so funny. Yeah, I love the fights around the jump pad here, and We're now working our way out. Oh, quick taunt. Wait a second. Whew.
Oh,
Yeah, wait,
I like that.
I forgot which side is the pro players for a second, real quick.
Definitely pro players would taunt here in this situation, but I mean, look, kills are coming out. So the invite players are down 2 players. One Spawner just now, but this is the 65. Team critical with an auto heal seems crazy in a mid fight, by the way. But at the end of this fight, it seems like it helped as well. I mean, Tristan's able to get multiple kills with it. Juice was able to roll gravity there towards the end, or no gravity actually. Ends up dying. But it looks like the staff are rolling the things they need here. W rolls, but looks like Chris is the last player to die, and staff have the point. So
it almost feels like with so many effects, like it's hard to tell. Like, wait, does this give us a much better way in, a much better way in? And even the particle effect is so. You know, I'm scared to look at the point here too, but here we have a huge, you know, kind of new mid fight. Both medics on 90% Uber here. It looks like we're going to trade, and we can hope that for the staff's sake that they're able to trade once they get their Uber, and yes, that is the case. Using onto the point, M17 charging across, stopping that cap time, but not able to keep as many of their players alive as they might like. 3 down on the staff, 2 down for the invite players, so we basically have an evened up fight here onto the point, and woo, a nice shot on the onto Sor here, the air direct, a nice shot.
yeah, absolutely. Staff having the spawners come up here, having Chris and Sword down in the situation is not the best with point capture. So we're gonna see the staff try to walk it in, but they are not really playing around the Uber situation. It's only 30% for both medics, so no Ubers in play. This is gonna be a pure just kind of cost DM fight. However, Windows does roll fireworks, goes down to very low HP. The 2 players on the side of staff are already down. The Great Mage and Dingo. M17 getting really low, does end up getting picked up by Dingo. Windows trying to capitalize off it, ends up dying himself, and it looks like it's going to be a wipe situation for the side of the staff, but there was a chance at the beginning there just to kind of see what they were capable of doing. But Chris is on the sticky jumper, and he's actually hiding in spawn. Oh, he's actually bombing through spawn. Hitting on the medic, will he the air shot? He's not, but very close. Roller hitting, 17 HP was crazy.
Just at the last second there, and we're now we have Tristan working the way out here. CGM was like 3 HP finally. Window coming in there to seal the deal. Ooh, Raven getting stunned by the scary bullets again from this time from Arcadia. Now we have the staff on this control point. Only 5 seconds left for the side of the pro players here. And now M17 with the medic homing projectiles able to lay it all down. It actually gets the frag.
Oh, he's a crits too, so he gets crits homing projectiles. Oh, the only thing you can do is just sit and spawn. So all 3 of the invite players left alive are just sitting in the spawn door. The perk finally ran out. However, look at all the perks happening in the chat here. We have like 5 perks at the same time. And having on a Raven, M17 getting incline problem. I guess they got, oh my goodness, Toxic on Scream. That was crazy. That must have changed the Toxic look over the years. I remember it being just a green fog, but that was like explosions and stuff. That was insane.
Yeah, there's so many effects flying left and right here, getting them all at once here. Now we have actually the staff. I think there's just so much chaos. Honestly, it's hard to even to like rally the troops. Like, all right, let's get towards the actual point. Whoa! Windows is just zooming around with the flying perk. I can't even believe they can control their character going that fast. Finally, now Raven does go down for it. So a nice find. They found exactly what they needed.
Wow. Alright, well the soldier is just like unkillable. I'm not even sure if he's hitting anything, but he's definitely a target to look at. So like he's flying around. Crit's trying his best to bomb into the mid fight. Doesn't hit the pipe that matters the most on the M17 there. M17 is able to live. However, a collapse is happening on the side of the invite players onto the mid fight. There is going to be cap enabled here, however, it's just a soldier. If the soldier ends up dying, then it is going to be over, and it is. Second round being won by the staff members of RGL. Keeping this game relatively close at a 1-1.
Yeah, this cheers to everyone with again all of the donations to the Disrupt Cup. You can choose these very same effects and apply them to whichever player you want or a set of players all at once. We have the increased speed to mid, so we have suddenly both demo men are here at mid way earlier than you'd think.
Oh,
but the
the
homing
rockets
projectiles from Sword too. But wait, where's the Pyro here to play dodgeball on mid?
Oh my gosh, you're right. If Jitse was on Pyro here, it would have really made the difference there. I mean, she's been playing Pyro the whole game, but this time she's on Medic, so we didn't really have a Pyro kind of flexibility there. However, as the mid end here, unfortunately, we see a lot of just destruction for the side of the invite players onto our staff. So they're gonna win the mid, but Remember, it's the beginning of the third round. Anything can happen, so start getting those disrupts in on multiple players at once. Maybe a whole team homing projectile. That'd be kind of funny.
We have the M17 actually switch over to sniper, so this is an interesting like high risk, high reward, right? The movement stuff doesn't help so much now, but if you get any good shooting based bonuses, then that's going to be really valuable for moving them forward. But nope, right now we have the full push into spawn. The invite players now with full ad, locking out that spawn door. Soar is going in, diving in. Actually, maybe going to go down for it, but maybe not. A nice frag here, only 50 HP, looking for an arrow. Not sure if they're going to find it. Finally, the other soldier, Dingo, here, locking them down. The Uber coming out from Raven, locking the staff into spawn. If only there was a hero that could give the staff just what they need to get their way out.
Oh, maybe that's what they got. Get that got the homing projectile. All she needs to do is start spamming those arrows. I don't know if she maybe lost a perk, because she might have accidentally respawned, or she actually, I think she has it. Yeah, I think she's hitting it. Every arrow is hitting on the soldier. Okay, no, she definitely had it, because Dingo just ate 3 arrows in a row and ended up dying. Arrows still flying out. No, Kate used those arrows beautifully, as the entirety of invite players completely wiped. Great Mage on the respawn. It should be a free cap for staff, and then let's see how they're able to capitalize with their first capture of round 3.
Yeah, this let's see, just over half the round timer sealed for the invite players, and actually one of them is kind of stuck out here on next to point. The rest of the crew are all grouping up here. Windows actually the only one kind of calling this out, peeking them, but goes down for it. No soldiers right now on the side of the staff, losing a scout as well. That means the invite players are going to have a nice time moving forward, but Raven rolls blind. That's your medic. Not the right person you want to lose here if they accidentally walk into the enemy team. Now they're gonna have to tell Raven, like, hey, by the way, you are on fire. Raven now on 40 HP and survives to tell the tale, but the point capture came in a little bit later on.
Yeah, but I think they didn't let that deter them from walking forward on the side of the invite players. They were able to find the kills even at the end there, as Raven went on the 40 HP, getting his health back. However, we do have Tinker Talon on the left side of the map here for the side of staff members. Double gun sentry placement. One already dead. Actually, both guns already gone, but... Oh no, actually one's in the window, killing 2! So that's a great gun placement from Windows. Getting 2 picks. Raven ends up dying during that. I think he just died to something kind of standard there. So, you know, good thing for the staff members that they rolled high there. Again, you have a pyro now, so Scream actually noticed. Well, there's a lot of homing projectiles. Must spawn pyro for this next round. And, you know, I think that's good. I think having that pyro is going to really prevent those homing projectiles from ever coming out. And 6 versus 6 right now on mid. And it looks like M17 did roll smite, and Windows roll powerful hits. I'm not actually sure what that does. It might be like knockback or something. But, oh, and then he dies, unfortunate.
And, ooh, I see, yeah, M17, I love this effect, like the electricity zapping around. Weirdly, there's a fight going on, like, in lobby and towards the point. A lot of action, no matter which way you look. Dingo on 10 HP, stuck behind enemy lines, does go down for it. 8 HP on Tristan finding that frag. Now working their way finally towards the point is the staff here. We have Kide on medic, who has now increased speed and uber charge, is outpacing the scout, saying, come on, it's time to frag. Charging forward into the enemy garage, but we now have actually M17 going, not able to find the flash and full ad for Raven.
Full after Raven, and 10 seconds left on the invite player's timer. This is going to be, could potentially just be the end of the round here. Raven actually using early on after Arcadia gets a successful sack off. Looks like Soar is able to kill Kite towards the end of that fight, even with the increased speed, unfortunately. Tristan and Scream are able to find their picks, however. Scream with the insane reflect, killing 2. I don't even know if that's a perk or he's just that good at pyro, but insane reflect to salvage the round here. Both medics ended up dying with a little bit of a slower respawn time. Ooh, Chris eating 2 pipes, or lots of damage early on. You're only 70 HP, but it is a 7 versus 6 still. Scream may be dead here on enemy lines. Actually, he got an Uber charge or something. He's fully Ubered. He got the revive because of the Mercs died twice perk. But unfortunately, even after he kills Soar, Dingo was able to clean him up. So it's still a 5 versus 4. Oh, actually 5 versus 3 now for staff, and they have the advantage.
And they're going to need it here. They have a minute of the clock to run down. They do have slight Uber ad. The invite players right now getting their last spawner in 1. So basically everyone alive and well on the server. Let's see if we have any perks to change the game here a little bit. Actually, right now, the staff are kind of getting cleared out of lobby here. M17 on only 20 HP will create... Oh! Hits actually the rocket to save themselves from the fall damage. Nice little bit of tech there. Kitty 90% on point here with this Uber, but actually losing, you know, the players basically are going down left and right here for the side of the staff. They are able to get this Uber up in time, but there's only 5 seconds left on the clock for the invite players.
Yeah, they got that capture top on the point here. The round's gonna end. They do get a little bit of cap than they had needed, but Raven does end up getting the Uber himself, using to save his teammates there. 3 players already down from the side of the staff members. However, Arcadia keeping it close here, getting the pick up to the Great Mage. Tristan getting the trade-off to Chris, denying the sword. Get it with the 1v1 onto Raven, but Raven says, "No, I'm just going to walk past you and look to heal my teammates." But unfortunately, on the side of staff, they really don't have many options left over. Windows is able to get through the house, maybe bomb that point. Gets through, gets very low. Unfortunately, Papa Lafiti does die pretty much instantly, but there is a lot of overtime on this cap. In fact, it's not even really going down. It's not going down.
Yeah, I've seen this bug before on, we see this in Highlander every so often, but yeah, it's going down like way too slow, but that's all right. We have this extra contest from the staff here. Still fighting tooth and nail for this point. If they're able to get this time out to the point, I do think it'll tick down really slowly here. Wait a second, the invite players are backing off, but there's only 1 left on point. We have just Dingo. They're trying to stop this cap. 30 seconds left. They're charging forward, but Raven has 90% Uber. This is their kind of main chance if they're able to recap. Honestly, that might be faster for them than trying to let it run down like they did before.
Yep, Uber coming out here, charging in on Chris here, trying to kill the medic. Hits the pipe early on, gets Kid down. Backscatter on Great Mage clearly cleans it up. Now, this is the last chance we can see for staff members, but Windows rules God mode. This should be a round. With the God mode, there's no way. All he has to do is stand on that point, but look at all the cap time that the invite players ended up getting. This could be detrimental if the cap doesn't go down at all like we last saw, but whoa, they cap still. Wait, does God mode work like Uber? Because I feel like he was on the cap the whole time, right? I think it does. He was just standing on the point, but they still managed to cap. That's kind of confusing. But round 3 captured for the invite players.
Here we go. It looks like, let me check the chat here. It looks like that is every single player has a quick surprise effect here for the mid fight here. We now have, let's see, actually 3 down already before a player even gets towards that midpoint. Charging forward, even the players themselves begging for help here in the chat. A quick apology from Windows saying, "I'm sorry." The perk's finally wearing off. The dust settles and the invite players capture the midpoint.
Yeah, look at I'm not sure if what the odds were of like who had the better perks there, but it seemed like the invite players definitely had the upswing there, so they were able to keep the mid. Tristan being a late spawn here, going to be responding to a little bit later to the fight, but we see Papa Lafiti on sniper here actually. Scream confident to stay on sniper there, so maybe we can see a little early pick from Papa Lafiti. Arcadia with infinite ammo. What class is he on soldier? Alright, just start holding down that left click, spam as much damage as possible, pretend you have that Robin rocket launcher, but again, an Uber advantage coming out of Raven onto the side of the staff. However, it does get picked off, but a lot of debuffs happening for the side of the invite players. Force Taunt, Suffocation, Earthquake, Monochromia, but unfortunately, it happened at probably the best time for them because they had Uber, so they just walked in anyways. But
the
Raven
invite
does have
players
the
got hit
bug,
with
so.
the 4 horsemen, like, what is it? War, famine, pestilence, and death.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It ended up being okay in the end for them as the staff come back actually after the end of the fight. Raven's dead, Chris is dead. They just recapture pretty much instantly. So not a bad trade. Let's get some buffs going on, guys. Let's get some buffs going. Explosive arrows, that's pretty good.
You know, what could be our last round here, so it's first to 3 on this final map. The explosive arrows coming in from both medics, laying it all down on the line, and Kitty gets exploded by Raven. A very nice shot.
That was the arrow you needed to hit. It kind of became that medic 1 versus 1 with those explosive arrow perks, but Raven came out on top there. As 3 players are down for the side of staff, 4 players are down from pipe from Chris. They're able to recapture the point here. There is a player behind on the side of the staff though, so maybe looking for the pinch. But they did call him out early. I think it's a scream on Pyro. Yep, it totally is, and he's just gonna run away.
And now, yeah, only 3 up for the side of the invite players, and Soar actually, woo, nice arrow. Chris coming back for an arrow as well, but Windows finds him, and now actually both Kide and Windows have those homing projectiles. This is going to give them the point real fast, but they have a lot of time to take down. Going for this forward positioning too with their buff, basically, you gotta buy the space as best you can. Shooting them into the spawn, and as the enemies are spawning, they have no idea what's waiting for them on the other side of the shutter.
They must have shot so many preemptive rockets before they even respawned, because like the perk already ran out, but the rockets are still flying. So 2 early picks on Grey Mage and Chris. We see Papa Lafidi on Sniper here. He got a pick earlier actually, so that was a good start. Raven spamming arrows on the Sniper. Did connect 1. Great trade coming out of Soren Windows. There is a pumpkin on Papa Lafidi. Someone's gonna have to help him clean it up. And it doesn't look like it's possible. He can't break it in time, so he does end up dying. 4 players down on the staff here. 5 versus 6. Grey Mage spawning, so now it's just full. No, oh my goodness. Chris sinking 2 punts on the medic with a charge. That's pretty funny.
Classic. The random one's my favorite. I like not knowing what's going to happen either, so the players are just as surprised as me. Raven on 90% working into the enemy spawn. We have the Sniper trying to go for that peek, but actually the soldiers are there juggling them out of position fast enough. Ooh, can we get the quick scope close range shot? No, we cannot. Actually, wait a second. They run straight past the Sniper, locking out the staff spawn door. Now with Kidde with the homing projectiles and a nice shot. Oh, the Grape Juice and Raven, the old 1-2.
Wow, dude, watching these arrows do 90-degree turns around corners to crit somebody is so fun, man. It reminds me of my old Orange server days, but great pick from Dingo on Papa Lafidi, actually. No homing projectiles in play, so we're going to need more. So go ahead and spawn more. Ooh, force top on Raven, so the medic on the side of the invite players is not going to be able to play the game for a while. So that's going to be a lot of ad for Kidde and her team, so I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with that. I want to see some more Ubers on the Pyro. I think Scream needs more Ubers.
Yeah, especially, it feels like Pyro works really well with a lot of these effects, too. But here we have, right now, the invite players, is this, oh no, they're still on stock Uber, so working the way out of this lobby, we have the incline problem. I'm not even sure about this one. Do you know what this one does?
I actually have no idea what this does. I mean, it has something to do with... Oh, okay. Very interesting, but it's going to cause them to have a hard time pushing this point here. Papa Lafidi pop on team auto heal, so they basically have full HP this entire fight. But I do see some of them low still, so I feel like... Is it AoE? I feel like it's AoE, but... I don't know. They're all getting pretty low still, but everyone's okay. All the downside has now faded for the invite players. We're gonna see a resurgence here of aggression. Bomb coming out onto the Sniper. Will Papa Lafidi die? Oh, he dies right at the end there. However, the big pinch coming out with the Uber on the side of the staff is just Raven alive. They go on a respawn. Maybe Raven should die. It's 51 HP, 20 HP. Oh goodness gracious, that was close. But they did end up getting him. Kidde lives, so 16 seconds left on the time. No heals. What is the invite players going to do here in this situation?
Yeah, right now they do have... Their medic is still alive and actually is the only one near the point here. Finally, we do have Scream the Pyro in position here, trying to hold off the invite players here. We have just one. It was yet again Chris diving in for that sticky bomb, trying to land on the medic, does not find them. Now, whoa, Raven in the skybox, no gravity. Help! Just Team Rocket's blasting off again here in the skybox from Raven, trying to rain down those arrows. And actually, did they just hit one? What a world. Everything the light touches is Raven's kingdom. There's still this point contest, and finally Raven is able to get some cap time here, despite being a little bit vertically challenged for a while. Even the staff here are confused how they got up there.
Yeah, I think the capture was actually a benefit for the staff because remember it's kind of having that OT problem where it doesn't go down, but once they cap now, it's just a free win. So, ooh, but a sentry spawn for each player alive on the side of staff here. So there's going to be a bunch of level 2s on the mid fight. I mean, all they got to do is free cap, and I think this might be a round for them actually. It totally is. I mean, how can you fight like 5 level 2 guns, and there it is. The 4th round being won by the staff. And they only has like 30-second OT for the side of invite players, so it was actually a big time gap there. So staff really edging out a great win there with the perks, but not just the perks, but also, you know, individual playmaking. I saw a lot of plays being made from like Windows and Scream, so good on the staff. So we're entering round 5 now, and I don't think any busts are happening this time around, so it's going to be pretty much a standard mid. I lied, Chris has homing rockets or homing pipes, and Scream reflect off of one of them, and they gets pistoled by Grape Juice, but oh my goodness, that was insane. That watch. But a lot better buffs on the side of invite player. They have a sentry and fire breathing, which is crazy, but I don't really know what it's supposed to do. But there's a low gravity soldier in the air getting arrows, an air shot. Arrows connects. Will they hit a 3rd one? Oh my god! Oh, they miss it. Oh, but there was one that hit, so that's pretty cool.
Nice. I like the sticky bomb to hit just at like the actual apex, like right when it was hitting the top of its peak there. Raven on 80% of the super. That means they're going to have much sooner than Kidde here So Windows actually, oh, sorry, I thought Windows went down, but that was from a little bit earlier. We have now the players working their way onto the point from the staff. They're trying to get close enough, but they kind of are locked out here. They were actually coming in and charging way forward here from the invite players, hard clearing out the staff on this far side of the map, on the far side of the point, I mean, and now they're able to basically clear out the rest of staff here. Only 3 up for the side of the RGL staff. So we have a forward hold into lobby here, and some nice point time coming down. They're going to get almost halfway there as a result of this forward.
Yeah, Grapechew's being down though. There's gonna be a bit more confidence on the side of the staff to try to push out there. They are trying to bust out top left here. Chris holding it down though, holding inside the room. Full confidence from the demo on the invite players team. However, M17 getting 2 picks as a trade-off. That's not bad. I mean, in a sack wave, killing the demo and the soldier, pretty good. KitTed rolling 2 perks. KitTed rolling Tiny Man and Lucky Sandwich. So not only is she healthy, but she's also really small.
This is a fun one to watch, especially because the beam is still coming out full size, so it's hard. Whoa! Wait, I think you get double knockback when you're that small.
Yes,
either that or it's just extra animated. Yeah, that's fun. Now, yeah, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodging their way onto the point, going for a quick shot with the crossbow as well. Dingo and Grape just going down here, only trading Arcadia for it, but now actually losing Windows and maybe a third. A very late contest here from the invite players. And Uber coming up for Raven, and Kitty's on 90%. We'll see if she's able to get in time, but the wrap, they're coming all the way back behind Kitty and finds Uber. M17 here able to contest onto the point. The cap time is halfway there, not enough to, yeah, there's not enough player presence basically from the invite side to finalize that cap, so the staff hold on for now, but there's so much cap time for the invite players, and they do get the point.
I love the bomb that that the invite player's soldier did onto KitTed. 3 beautiful directs landing, and she was still 500 HP. I mean, what can you really do about that? I think she ended up using, but like, we probably could have milked it for a little bit. But nonetheless, here, looks like all the staff are basically wiping at the seams here to the invite player's aggression, as they're going to set the forward hold again, because they didn't remember that staff did not cap the point, so it has been trickling down the entire time for the invite players. A minute left on their time. If they can hold it for just a minute longer, or around 45 seconds longer, they're just going to have a end round. But everyone on the side of invite players are forced taunting right now, and this is not looking good for them. If anything, the staff should start trying to look to push here, but Raven didn't get the taunt himself, so he will just Uber into their lobby, going for the collapse onto the side of the staff, but it looks like they're trying to wrap them here. The staff are completely behind the Uber of invite players. Wow, that was beautifully played, actually. Wow, that was insane.
Yeah, the lockout here, and finishing with your full ad on your medic is nothing to sneeze at. M17, very nice work with the sticky bombs there. Finding a quick 2 onto both Raven and Chris, and those are the highest value picks you can find. Dingo going down. The invite players can't catch a break here. Right now, the staff do get forced at least, so there are no Ubers on the board. Invite players have basically 2 minutes to go and capture the point, and once they do, it'll be only 30 seconds left for them to win the Disrupt Cup here on our final map. Actually, losing Kide, that's a nice find from Dingo. The invite players are now working their way through the rest of this lobby, finding a nice shot onto the scouts trying to, run interference here, and again, just kind of buying that time. The longer you can distract them, the better it is for your team when you have the point.
Absolutely. Stream spawning sniper act. You get to pick up the Dingo. Low health rolled on KitTed, but she might actually just stay alive here. I think they can't even find where she went. So, luckily for KitTed, the aggression was not met with anything. 3 picks. Raven actually dies to the flank of Tristan on the Babyface's blaster. I personally love that gun. I wish it was more competitively viable, but someone could be wrong. But some positive rolls for the side of Papa Lafiti and Scream. It's going to be really good for their defense here. Remember, it's only 1 more round for either team. I think it's over. I don't think it's going to 4, so whichever team wins this round, it wins the entire map. I think the chat knows that, because, I mean, we're rolling some high numbers here, and on the positive side, 4 staff, with a minute left of their time, and Uber advantage for KitTed, because Raven did end up dying somewhat through that fight, so I'm excited to see if staff can really pull it through here with the win. Oh, and all of the invite players are frozen.
Yeah, this see, I think this is what chat meant when they mentioned that we're here following the script. Yeah, just Grape just taking that time frozen to type in the all chat. It's rigged. The game's rigged. We're now thawed here and pushing our way forward for the invite players. No Ubers yet, but Kidda has a very slight ad. Window, actually, whoa! A lot of damage here coming out for the side of the staff. There's only 6 seconds left on the clock. Dingo trying to buy time. Hopefully their team can get close enough. Sor now coming onto the point trying to get enough time, but the staff are able to seal the deal with that last second freeze. We have 3-2 scoreline coming in for the side of the RGL staff.
It looks like at the end of round 2, I mean, staff winning Bagel in our map 3 kind of set here. What a beautiful end, and I was right. I mean, Bagel always becomes the most entertaining thing to watch in these RTD kind of cup games, and that was kind of what I looked at right there. Staff had a lot of benefits. I saw a lot of those homing arrows coming out of Gitta and the medics. And there was one round where Chris got homing projectiles, but as a demo, I feel like it's not as valuable as a soldier or a medic. So, but it was still beautiful to watch. The bug did not end up happening. The cat bug did not end up happening in the later rounds, so we didn't have to sit there and watch the time trickle like very, very slowly. So that's good. Yeah, that was really, really fun. I'm glad the donation started working, so we had a lot more incentive for anyone looking to kind of disrupt these players in their game. But yeah, I had a blast watching that.
Yeah, so much fun. Yeah, cheers to everyone. So don't forget, this whole cup is here to fundraise for the RGL LAN. That's going on the weekend of July 24th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're coming to you with the national championship and an open tournament. So like a kind of like LAN only battle for teams to compete to win, like even just like for the teams who will sign up and play the entire thing there. There's always a ton of fun events, so please tune in if you're able to watch. Please show up if you're able to catch it live. It's always incredible, even just to spectate, like, you know, getting to meet all the top players, getting to meet some of these staff members here, and getting to, you know, feel the electric energy live at LAN. It's always such a blast. So thank you everyone for your donations so far. If you'd like to continue supporting the LAN, either you can still donate, obviously, through the link still, but there's also things like the RGL merch is a great way to support RGL here. There's the rotating seasonal art pieces, basically. And yeah, it's always super exciting for LAN. How are you feeling about LAN Exile?
I'm personally excited. I'm actually a player on a team right now qualifying for playoffs in this LAN. I'm not sure my attendance yet. I'm actually still curious about going, so I would love to see all of you there if I do end up going, but I think this LAN's going to be really good. I mean, different teams showing up this time around. We have, you know, star players like G6 as well showing up, and that's going to be very exciting, but who knows? This might be a LAN that everyone might want to try and attend. It's going to be exciting. I don't live in the area. Of course, I live in a different country, but I would still like to make an appearance somehow and meet my friends again. So, yeah, I'm very excited. It's happening next month, right? It's in July, like late July almost.
That's right. Yeah, we're only a couple weeks away now. Yeah, just that 1 month. Feels crazy to say. And as a Disrupt Cup family here, we can keep the family tradition alive. So if anyone wants to redeem forced taunt, I will drop my Venmo in the chat and I will sneak up behind Exile and taunt on his keyboard live at LAN. So, you know, we'll keep the spirits alive. Just kidding.
I wouldn't be upset if you even did that. I think the LAN I've attended that you were there, I mean, it was a pretty fun LAN that I went to, and I had players behind me kind of doing the same thing, and it was so it's not surprising when stuff like that happens. So yeah, but yeah, I hope to see everyone there if I do end up going, and I hope you guys all loved and enjoyed the stream today. I always love watching these yearly kind of fundraiser cups we do. So yeah, thanks for having us today. My name was Exile, and with me was Rogue. Production was Dolphin. Make sure you guys donate with the link in the chat here, !disrupted. Also look at our merch page at rgl.gg. All amounts will be going straight to our prize pool through our donation link, so please take a look at that. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your night and weekend up ahead. Thank you so much.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. It's all up to you now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the games begin.